So, today I wanted to talk about a topic which I think is quite a popular one, and that is how to stop caring about what other people think. I feel like this is a big subject in the sort of self-development, personal growth area. And so why not dive into it today? I must make a disclaimer. I'm certainly not somebody who has completely relinquished the investment I have in other people's thoughts or opinions of me. I am still very much affected by it, but I am nowhere near as affected by it as I was, say, 5-10 years ago, where it used to absolutely cripple me. I made some massive decisions in my life based on the fears around what other people might think of me. So I've come a long way since then. I've got a long way to go. But what I can do is share some of my insights and some of the things that have helped me along my journey, and hope that they might be of benefit to you. So it comes down to two things. The first is perspective, and the second is practical solution. And starting with this perspective side of things, we've really got to look at this with a clear lens and try to find out what it actually is we are afraid of when we say we are afraid of what other people might think of us. Because I don't know about you, but I certainly can't jump into somebody's head, grab a thought, look at it and go, yep, that's the thought I'm afraid of. Don't want anything to do with it. I can't do that. I mean, I've never met somebody who can. And as far as I know, this is impossible. So when we say we're afraid of what other people think of us, well, seeing as we can't access the thoughts of others, what we are saying really is that we are afraid that that person's words and or behaviors will reflect back to us the thoughts we have about ourselves that we don't want to look at. So, there's good news and there's bad news here. The good news is you don't have to worry about being afraid of what other people think of you anymore, because you already don't care. You never did. What you do have to look at is your own dark thoughts and beliefs about yourself that you want to run away from. So there's the clear perspective frame. And then for the practical solution side of things, well, if you know that the thing you're really afraid of is your own dark thoughts and beliefs about yourself, maybe it's time to have a look at those dark thoughts. So when you say, I'm afraid that if I do or say this, that person will think I'm weird, what one is really saying is that I'm a weirdo. I feel like a weirdo. And that will come from some sort of trauma way back. You can do work into investigating where the trauma originated from, what was the event that happened, and all that's very useful. But the most, and I'm not saying don't do that, I'm saying do that. I think that's brilliant to do, and it will enhance the next practice I'm going to give, which is a very, very useful tool in this situation will be to try to put yourself in situations or circumstances whereby those feelings of self-doubt, self-hatred, self-loathing are triggered, or noticing when they do get triggered, and seeing just how far you can go into the discomfort of that feeling. So let's say you're on the tube and you're listening to music, and there's a song playing you really like. You start feeling like you want to move to the music, you want to dance, but there's people around, there's people watching. What are people going to think if I start moving? They're going to think I'm odd, I'm weird, and that is an abandonment wound there that says me and my full expressiveness as I am is not welcome or is not acceptable. And so see how far you can push yourself into potentially starting to move a little bit. Maybe it could be just a nod of the head on day 1. Then maybe you'll move your shoulders on day 2, and just see how far you can push yourself into the discomfort to the point where a trigger happens within the body and you can start feeling it as a physical sensation. For me, it always comes as a burn throughout the body. And I like, eventually when you keep practicing this, you learn to sort of love the triggers. And I love that it's a burn, because you can almost visualize oneself burning away the layers of falsity, the layers of false beliefs that block us and stifle us from our true expression. So this is very much warrior medicine, which I spoke about in a video a couple of days ago. The warrior archetype is very, very useful when it comes to accessing the places we need to in order to heal our pain. So we can't go, if we try to go round our pain, we'll never get there. The only way is through. So see if you can move into a space of trigger, or if you are in trigger, rather than trying to find tactics to run away from the pain or avoid it or circumvent it in some way, see if you can allow that pain to be felt fully with the wholeness of your being, and allow it, and don't resist, and just bring presence and awareness. And as the pain comes up, recognize that it is coming up for healing and for melting. This is what it feels like as my pain melts away. And that's really what's happening. And cultivate a sense of awareness and, dare I say, love. You know, it can be difficult when you're in trigger to think about love and all of that, but just awareness is good. It's very, very good medicine. So hopefully that helps. See how you go. It's not a quick fix. These things take years and years and years of consistent attention and practice, but it all starts with the first step. So that is how to stop caring about other people, what other people think of you, and see you next time.